Hello everyone, welcome back. Heading home from work. I had to work late tonight. Hadn't got to do a video yet, so I thought I would talk a little bit about some questions I had on another video there the other day, and kind of go into that a little deeper, and that is agricultural water. Now, there's several different types of agricultural water, and we live in the mountains, so almost every parcel of land in this area has some type of little stream across it, which is usually sufficient enough to meet our irrigation needs. Now, in vegetables, we do no overhead irrigation. If we're pulling from a stream or a pond, surface water, for instance, if we irrigate, it's always going to be through a drip or trickle irrigation. And that's the way we do that. If we're applying pesticides to the crop, to the edible portion of the crop, we always use potable water, and where we get that from is a well. If the farm that we're working on doesn't have a well, the way we do that is we'll transport it in a poly tank. I think it's 260 gallon poly tank. We'll haul it, plus if we're taking the sprayer holds 100 gallon. So that gives us about 3.5 sprayer fulls, which is usually enough to take care of whatever field, because our fields aren't that huge. Or, you know, if the field's close by to a well, we'll run back and forth and get water for that. Same with washing any produce, we always use potable water. Now, if you live in an area that doesn't have a lot of surface water and streams, most folks will dig ponds if the water table's high enough, or they'll drill a well and fill a pond or something along those lines for irrigation purposes. You know, and in vegetables, I recommend trickle or drip irrigation. There's a couple reasons. One is, like the video we were talking about the other day, all the crazy food safety regulations coming down on us, and you know, it is what it is. We're having to deal with it. But another one is that water on that plant can lead to disease issues. So I want to keep that plant as dry as possible and put the water where it's needed into the root zone. That also gives me an opportunity, if I need to feed that plant any nutrients, I can do that as well. But with all that being said, if we're applying pesticides or whatever, or washing the produce, it's potable water, we'll haul it in a container. And where we get our potable water is from a well, and of course that well can be tested in our area through the local health department to make sure that it is good potable water, i.e. meets EPA drinking water standards. So, which means it has no E. coli and fecal coliform, and there's several other things in there that they test for. But you know, and otherwise our surface water will be irrigation. Now, another thing to keep in mind in vegetables, and an old farmer told me this years ago, an old farmer adage, if you will, that wet weather or dry weather will worry a farmer to death. Wet weather will starve you to death. It is better to have too little water, within reason, than too much water. You can always add water. You cannot take water away. So, you know, in most instances in our area, of course, we're blessed with quite a bit of rainfall. Sometimes we're abundantly blessed with a lot of rainfall. We very rarely have to irrigate solely for water needs. Sometimes we'll irrigate to keep the crop good and even, or to fertigate. In other words, put fertilizer in through the root system. But if you're in an area that doesn't have many streams or whatever, I mean, there's a lot of cases a well is the answer, and other cases it's farm ponds. You know, I know a lot of places where there's not that many streams, but the water table is pretty high. And what they'll do is just dig a pond and collects rainwater and seepage up from the ground. But in our area, it's not really that feasible. I mean, we're better off just pull out of a stream. I mean, driving down the road right here, there's a stream right there. I mean, I can throw a rock in it, fixing to cross the stream right now. And every little hollow, just about it, has water in it. On my home farm, there's a stream at the bottom side. It's a pretty good sized creek, and there's a branch that runs down the middle of it. Both of them's pretty good year-round water sources. But that's just a little bit about agriculture water. We now, like I said, I can only speak for my area. This is the only area that I've ever farmed. But we'll pull irrigation water from surface sources, streams, creeks, and rivers, and all our pesticide application water we pull out of a well. And there's a couple of wells that we use. The folks that we're renting the new property off of this year have a well on it, and it's a good well. And then my farming partner at his main farm has a well there in addition. So that's where we'll pull from. And of course, sometimes we'll fill them up out of the house, the home well, the yard hydrant at the home well. But I hope that clears up that question. If you like what we do, subscribe to us. I got a pretty big event coming up next week that I'm going to be participating in, and I will tell you guys about it after it's over with. And we'll go from there. So I may miss a couple of days on the videos next week, but stay tuned. There's a lot more to come. We have transplants almost ready to go in the ground, and we're getting close. So we gotta do some final prep on some ground and get some plastic mulch down, and get some fertilizer out and get ready to go. And once we start transplanting, we'll start spraying, prepping ground, and in about a month to 6 weeks after that first round of transplanting, we'll be doing harvest in addition to all those other things. So come along with the ride, and we appreciate you watching, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.